In this WrestleTalk news, a top star quits AEW on Dynamite, news on Vince McMahon's potential WWE creative return, and Ollie's review of last night's Dynamite.
Support WrestleTalk!
Last night's Revolution Go Home show saw AEW plant the final seeds for Sunday night's pay-per-view. Christian Cage officially challenged Jungle Boy. The final spot in the tag title four-way was won by the notably not FTR team of Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, and the usual Revolution staple of the Face of the Revolution ladder match, it's in the name, taking place last night instead of Sunday. So yeah, all in all, a pretty eventful show. Hold on, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, Keith Lee and Dustin Rhodes finally got a tag name. Wait, that can't be it. Oh yeah, Eddie Kingston quit the company. Silly me, no big deal. Yes, while Kingston has been known to be a rather grumpy goose for a while now, frequently calling BS on a number of AEW-related issues and decision-making, it looks like last night was the straw that broke Eddie's back. Following a night that initially advertised him as part of the aforementioned Face of the Revolution ladder match, however, he would instead spend his night brawling with the former pal Ortiz. But he wasn't quite done there, as prior to Dynamite going off the air, Kingston would shockingly declare his departure from the company, telling Lex and Air backstage, "I quit AEW, peace." While this obviously could be playing into a larger story for Kingston in AEW, it's worth noting that the Mad King is in fact scheduled to appear on tonight's return episode of Ring of Honor. So could Kingston's future truly lie away from AEW, with him taking his criminally underutilized talents to Honor Club instead? Moving across to WWE now, and boy howdy do we have some truly unwelcome news for you. For the last 7 to 8 months or so, we've been blissfully living in a Vince-free era of WWE creative, or so we think. But now it looks like we could be all set for a rude awakening, as we may have the biggest indication yet that Vinnie Mac is creeping his way back into the creative fold in WWE. And the clues lie solely in the most Vince match of all Vince matches. Brock Lesnar vs. Omos at WrestleMania 39. Now, we all suspected something was a bit off about Lesnar suddenly being thrusted into a feud with the Nigerian Giant leading into Mania, especially given he was pretty entrenched in a program with Bobby Lashley at the time. Now, given the fact that Triple H, for the most part, likes creative plans to, make sense, the sudden nature of the challenge from Omos really stunk of a rather random Vince-like creative decision, which duly got the rumor mill turning as to whether Vince was in fact behind the match after all. And now, adding some extra gallons of gasoline to the fire is a tweet from WrestleVote, who tweeted that one specific powerful person pushed through the Omos vs. Lesnar match for Mania. And while the tweet didn't mention Vince, it did also feature a GIF of Vince. So, yeah, not much digging required there. Not only that, but Fightful Select is now reporting that these reports of Vince being behind the match could be true. It's also worth noting, however, that last week, following reports that a certain WWE talent was fearful that Vince had returned to creative, trusted sources such as PW Torch's Wade Keller, Fightful Sean Rossap, and Wrestling Observer's Brian Alvarez all denied this was the case. So all in all, the jury's still out as to whether Vince is in fact behind the whole thing. As for Lesnar, however, Fightful Select has reported that the Beast was in fact offered the chance to face Bray Wyatt at Mania, although he reportedly wasn't too keen on the idea. Not sure why. Lesnar instead gave his blessing to proceed with the Omos match. So I guess that's what we're getting. Or is it? According to Fightful's report, WWE has a backup plan for Lesnar that doesn't involve Omos. However, this plan is not currently being factored into creative plans. So maybe there is still hope after all? Yeah. Take that, Vince. If you're enjoying the content, by the way, and you haven't yet, consider subscribing and enabling notifications to Always On. We upload daily wrestling news videos and a bunch of other fun content too. Now, over to Ollie.
It's Thursday. You know what that means. My review of the f***ing Go Home show for Revolution, AEW Dynamite, in about 5 minutes. Bryan Danielson, you are such a bad influence. I didn't even mean to swear. As soon as the Dynamite theme tune ends these days, my mind starts auto-playing Orange Cassidy's Jane entrance music in my head. In a good way. That's a testament to the consistency of Cassidy's in-ring work and how his matches have been scheduled. And it's done what I thought would be impossible. Actually make the All-Atlantic Championship a lower mid-card title to look forward to. This week's defense was against Big Bill.
Stop trying to make
the Firm,
happen.
Who provided a much taller, meatier foil to Cassidy's comedy than normal. Orange overcame being chokeslammed through a table and being whacked by Stokely Hathaway's cast to hit a Superman punch for the win. Yet another really fun, solid opener. Dynamite then rolled footage of Jon Moxley backstage after last week's main event, where he was still gushing so much blood it pooled on the concrete steps underneath him. That's right, Moxley was still able to bleed on a show he wasn't even physically at. He cut an incredible promo, calling Hangman Page a great wrestler, even a great man, but he's not the same animal as him. Hangman got a pre-tape promo later on about how he's got nothing left to lose. The Texas Death Match is actually my most anticipated thing at all of Revolution. The Elite then did the start of their entrance, but were attacked by the House of Black after a lights out spot, who stood over them holding the trio's titles. It was a fun angle and a great visual, but one you'd have 3 weeks out from a pay-per-view as part of a larger story. Not the go-home show, with zero substance to this feud. The match of the night was the face of the Revolution ladder match between Eddie Kingston, Ortiz, Action Andretti, Sammy Guevara, AR Fox, Takeshita, Powerhouse Hobbs, and the debuting Mexican high flyer, Commander, which was equal parts thrilling and, oh my god, did he just break all his legs and the legs of everyone around him? Actually, did I say Eddie Kingston and Ortiz? Best to remove them from your mind if you're going to seek out this match, because they brawled to the back immediately to continue their overlong feud in the Rampage Pocket universe, never to return again. It's tough being an Eddie Kingston fan. I know what'll fix things. A kayfabe quitting angle, which definitely doesn't cut too close to the bone and doesn't feel like it's actually true. The most insane successful spots were a blue thunderbomb from Takeshita onto Guevara off the ladder and the stunning entire length top rope run to a flip outside from Commander, who instantly impressed. But the most insane unsuccessful spot was a Falcon Arrow off a ladder onto a ladder bridge from Andretti onto Guevara. One of those spots you could have told those involved would never work because of, I don't know, the laws of physics. Andretti slipped, landing horribly with his leg caught in the rungs. Spots like these are too dangerous. I don't know how much more of it I can watch. Wow, Commander's so cool! He just did a shooting star outside onto a ladder. Thankfully, Andretti was up moments later to take another ladder bump. But the real star was hometown boy and eventual winner, Powerhouse Hobbs, who was hugely over with the crowd. To win, he body-checked the ladder with Takeshita on so hard it twisted the actual legs. It meant 100 referees had to run in and hold the base while Hobbs climbed up it, making Hobbs' win kind of look like the Iwo Jima War Memorial statue. Hobbs set up a three-way stare down with Samoa Joe, who was on commentary, and Wardlow, who powerbombed the security guard off the ramp just for the fun of it. Hobbs will get a TNT title match, who will be the Revolution victor on next week's show. Following Chris Jericho cutting off Peter Avalon during last week's Starks angle, Avalon got a minute of fiery offense before Jericho hit one code breaker to win. Ricky ran down for the save, but Jericho pointed out that while JAS are banned for ringside on Sunday, they are here tonight, prompting Hager, Garcia, and Jericho to take out Starks with the bat. These last 2 weeks have been pretty decent to build their match. It's a shame it's taken over 2 months to get here. Then, after that dastardly heel Jungle Boy has deprived us for weeks, Christian finally got to cut a promo on people's dead dads. It's great having Christian's smug turtleneck back, where he declared he'd win a singles title this year, not Jungle Boy. My guess is if people say generic singles title, it'll be an ROH one, otherwise they'll just say an AEW title, and then said Jack Perry is his father's son, a no-talent hack who got by with good looks instead of grit. Jungle Boy then took a page out of Darby Allin's emo journal and played a short film of him digging a grave with Christian's name on the headstone. That's another match for Revolution, bringing the show's estimated runtime to just under 37 hours. Matt Hardy gave Hook his toughest fight yet, allowing Hook to show he's a decent realistic seller on top of his ice-cold offense too. This match was perfect for what it needed to be, and ended when Hook expertly reversed a twist of fate into a Red Rum submission. Although the speed of which Hardy tapped out and his broken smile afterwards suggests that was all part of Matt's plan. Hook will now get a one-on-one match with Stokely Hathaway, with the Firm banned from ringside.
Stop trying to make
the Firm
happen.
Rio might be the most underused talent in all of AEW. An inaugural women's champion, great wrestler, always gets over, perfect underdog babyface. Yet this is only her 5th TV match for AEW since the start of 2022. So I was very pleased she got a roll-up win off a Britt Baker distraction over Toni Storm. Another time, Toni and Rio could have had match of the night, but the purpose here was to build the 3-way title match at Revolution, so it ended with Saraya, Jamie Hayter, and Ruby Soho brawling. The Casino Tag Team Battle Royal, unfortunately, was the worst thing on the show. It's an annually fundamentally flawed concept. You always have a Battle Royal with practically all the same teams the previous week, making this the Losers Battle Royal. It doesn't help that AEW's Casino Battle Royal format is a conceptual mess, defined by being nowhere near as good as the stipulation it wants so desperately to be, but won't just embrace it wholeheartedly: WWE's Royal Rumble match. The template was very familiar to the very similar match from last week. The same teams went at each other, the order of who eliminated who felt repetitive, and the match itself lacked any memorable spots. The only interesting part about the casino format is the surprise Joker entrant, but there doesn't appear to have been one. There was Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, but they were just replacing the best friends who weren't medically cleared. Most shockingly, there was no FTR, meaning that their very public displeasure wasn't, this week at least, shooting a work. Cassidy and Danhausen won, setting up a very fun four-way match for Revolution, but it is a shadow of what AEW's tag team division was. The show closed on an excellent video package contrasting MJF and Bryan Danielson ahead of their title match. And then Bryan got to cut an in-ring promo with Renee Paquette, Talking Smack reunion, where he said if there's one thing MJF does deserve, it's his fiancée leaving him. And then on Sunday, he's going to kick Max's head in, which is a line Bryan has talked about wanting to say since he joined AEW. Max sold over-the-top fear when I think anger would have been more effective. What did you think of Dynamite? Let me know in the comments. This was a really fun show that effectively built Revolution. The ladder match was insane, Mox's promo was fantastic, and Cassidy is proving to be AEW's most solid TV player. The Battle Royal was unfortunately very underwhelming though, so this week's Dynamite is 76%. Remember WWE Hell in a Cell 2019? It had one of the worst wrestling angles in history. Watch Pete dive into how bad it really was with our brand new WrestleTalk show.
I mean, you can't have The Fiend lose in his second match, not after you've done so much work to make him the most threatening and scary guy on the roster, literally and figuratively making him a monster and an unbeatable force that will continue to be unbeatable until a weakness is discovered down the line and exploited like every horror movie villain ever, right?